This is Bike World, and today we have got a very special feature. We're out in Portimão for the Fast Bikes Sports Bike of the Year test. But which bikes are in contention? Check them out. And here are the 8 bikes the riders are going to be testing today. Suzuki GSX-R1000R R1M, the reigning champion BMW S1000RR, my personal favourite, the Aprilia RSV4 RF, Yamaha's brand new R6, the new Honda Fireblade SP, and the Ducati Panigale 1299S. And they'll all be running the control tyre, which is the super sticky Bridgestone R10 tyre. I know all you lot want to know what goes on behind the scenes of the Sports Bike of the Year. It's one of the most comprehensive sports bike tests. Beautiful Portimão, beautiful track, beautiful weather. Let's go and see what goes on behind the scenes. Not much, to be fair. Where is everybody? So on Spotty, what happens is they test all the bikes, and then at the end of day one, they get their top 3 bikes. After that, they put them on Bridgestone slicks. Al basically takes them out and rinses them as fast as he can, and whichever bike is the fastest, whichever bike handles the best, whichever one he enjoys the most, is ultimately Sports Bike of the Year. So what are you looking for? Are you looking for a bike that's fun to ride or easy to ride?
Well, I guess here's the crux of it. Like, we're looking for the fastest lap time. That's what defines the winner. But to get that lap time on a track like this, where there's a lot of undulations, there's high speed, there's hard braking, there's tight stuff, you need a bike that's easy to ride, because the more you're fighting it, the slower you're going to go. You know, you're wasting your time that way. So I guess essentially it comes down to the easiest bike to ride. You know, the bike with the best setup, the most traction, you know, the best handling, everything.
And are you boys adjusting the suspension as you go, or are you kind of leaving the suspension stock?
You know, most standard bikes come too soft. You know, we need to dial that out. I mean, we are here to achieve the ultimate lap time. So to do that, you know, we need to go tweaking. We're not doing anything special, only what people could do in the shops. I mean, this bike's got electronic suspension, so it's just touching a few buttons.
Yeah.
You know, some of the bikes with the manual suspension, we'll be tweaking them and trying to draw the very best from them, really.
Yeah, just something that anybody could do if they had their bike. Not changing the suspension, putting O-rings on.
No, that's it. You know, it's working with what you got, basically, but trying to draw the very best from it. So.
Sweet. Well, you better get out there then.
Yeah, I'm going.
So we're about halfway through day one. Tyres are scrubbed in.
Yeah.
Everybody's feeling scrubbed in.
We're getting there.
Yeah. How? What's your first impression of everything?
Well, look, the thing is, there's no bad bike really these days.
Yeah.
You know, some are more difficult than others, but and some are ride better than others. It depends what you're looking for. Are you looking for the fastest lap time? Are you looking for just the best bike in general? We have started to time them now.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to time them on the R10s, and then when we've worked out what the best three are, not just by lap time,
Right.
but you know, by the bike's traits and all the rest of it, then we'll stick slicks on them and send Alistair out to go crazy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Will that be
And
tomorrow or today?
That will be tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah. For the rest of today, we're doing
Right on cue.
right on cue. Yeah. For the rest of the day, we're just doing the timed laps, bit of any other business.
Yep.
You know, doing some bits and pieces, and then tomorrow it gets really serious. So because we might let you ride, and they've only got one ambulance here.
I'll only need one ambulance.
It is good fun. It is good fun. Yeah, it's just.
We keep talking about this.
I know.
It's kind of. Some people are loving it. Some people are hating it.
No. It's
hating
not
it.
that. I think we all like it, but we're not blind to the fact it's not as good as at least 4 bikes here, and it's kind of like that with the 5th one. But don't get me wrong, it is a really good laugh. Apart from, I went down into second for turn 1, accelerated out, and it went into a neutral. I almost dropped it. It was knee down, accelerated out, and it just went back into just went straight into neutral for completely no reason. I don't know why. I don't know if my foot was anywhere near it. So that was a bit scary, but yeah, it's fun. And the good thing here is it feels like a 800 or a 900 compared to the others.
Yeah.
Which means you can just rinse the granny out of it.
Yeah.
And that
Which is a good thing.
That is a good thing, but it doesn't make it the best liter bike you can buy. As good as it is, it just doesn't.
So do you have a top 3 in mind already?
What, a personal top 3
Yeah,
or
top 3.
a work top 3?
Let's go personal.
No, not yet, because funnily enough, I'm yet to ride. I haven't really ridden the GSX-R much.
Right, okay.
In fact, I've not ridden the R1 yet either.
You're playing that?
Well, we're busy, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll put my levers on and I'll ride them for you.
Where do you find these people?
So not only a Fast Bike magazine here finding out their sports bike of the year, but we're also testing some Bridgestone R10 tyres. We've got this Panigale here, we've put a brand new set of tyres on, scrubbed them in, and then gone out and set a lap time. We're now going to run this for the next 2 days, and we're going to set another lap time right at the end of the second day to see what the tyre degradation's like. This is Gary Hartshorn from Bridgestone. He's the sales and product manager.
Yep, correct.
For Northern Europe.
Correct.
Now, you sponsored this test for the past 8 years now. Today, or the last couple of days, we've been on R10s.
Yep.
What did Bridgestone get out of this? What kind of development do you get out of this?
It's not really a development exercise, it's a branding exercise. Reporting on the tyres, hopefully the people will see how good they are and how long they last, 2 days on track. They're very durable, and bearing in mind that it is a racing tyre. We've not used tyre warmers, so they've gone through a lot of heat cycles as well. And to see that after 2 days and probably 30 heat cycles with many different talented, levels of talent,
Yeah.
I should say, from national level down to people that probably 20 seconds, 30 seconds a lap slower.
Yeah.
They just perform excellently for everybody.
So you and BJ set up a little bit of a test on the Panigale.
Yep.
You set the trip to 0, put a
Yep.
brand new set of R10s on,
Yep.
and then Alistair went out, set a time on the first day, first
Yep.
morning, and then we've pretty much just ridden the Panigale in and out all day, put as many miles as we
Yeah,
can on it.
yeah.
And then we came to, Alistair came and did that lap again.
He did, yeah, at the end of the 2 days.
And how did that go?
It was just 2 seconds a lap slower at the end of the 2 days.
And how many,
It had
300
done
miles?
116 laps. So 300 miles-ish,
Yeah.
116 laps the tyres have done.
And again, with various standards of
various
riders on it.
standards, no tyre warmers, so lots of heat cycles, which race tyres don't usually like, but ours, they do. It's not so much of an issue, especially when the weather's like this, though. For
Yeah.
example, they sit there and they're still quite warm. even though it's been stood
That's
there for often.
unbelievable.
Well, yeah, so 116 laps, and there was still, BJ was saying that he was probably actually lapping faster towards the end.
Yeah, he said, I heard him said that, yeah.
Than he was at the beginning.
Everyone's out on track now, getting the last few laps before dinner time, and the opinion is that the bikes that previously won this or finished in the top 3 are already coming to the fore. It seems that Honda haven't really produced the bike that everyone was expecting, well, at least here anyway. The GSX-R is surprising a lot of people. It seems to be a really good bike, but the Aprilia RSV and the BMW seem to be topping the leaderboard at the moment. So much fun out there. I'm not jealous one bit. But the reason we've come up here is just to get an overlay of the track and see what it's like, because you can't really understand the undulation when you watch it on TV. But right up here you can see the majority of the track, and it's just full of blind bends, blind turns, blind crests. It's one of the hardest tracks, the riders are saying, to actually get to grips with. And that's one of the reasons they picked it, because it's so demanding, not only on the rider, but also the bike and the tyres. And right up here you can see that it goes all the way around this long right hand, down into this fast left, and the left just tightens up, down this short straight, and then it's into, again, a right-hander that drops all the way down the hill and back along to the start-finish straight. It's one of the most undulating tracks I have ever seen, and I've been to Cadwell Park. The first day of the test is drawing to an end now, but be sure to join us after the break to find out which bike's going to be crowned number 1.
I always get asked the question of, why do you do it? I just ride, I just do my thing, what I like and what I enjoy, and just, it's like the world just stops. And that feeling of just nothingness. I don't think I'd trade it for anything, ever.
Talking secrets. What's the secret? What's the secret?
What's the secret?
Talking about the elephant door.
The elephant door?
Have you not heard it yet?
No.
To its lowest setting to see if
Something
it's going
special.
to...
Yeah?
Yeah. Have we been filmed?
No.
But it just won't. What do you want to make?
Tell me about the elephant door.
I'm with you.
Well, this man told us about the elephant door.
He's the originator of the elephant.
He made elephant door.
What's the elephant door?
It's a door at the back, but when you open it or close it, it makes the noise of an elephant. Go and have a look.
Come on. I thought it was some sexual innuendo. This one? Things are starting to heat up now. The top three are all vying for the top spot. Al's just been out on the R1 on slicks. Here's what he had to say.
Woo! So that's the first lap on slicks done. R1, no particular order. This is the first bike that's ready, and I mean, it's just another level of grip, and it allows the bike to, particularly the suspension, to work properly. And you know, ultimately this is a road bike, and the deciding factor for this right now is the ground clearance. And I've got my boots down, I've got my feet down, I can't do anything more, but 1.5 seconds quicker, so it's on a 53.7, which is 1.4 seconds quicker than road R10's on. So yeah, it's not a bad time, but I just don't think it's enough to beat the Aprilia.
2 years ago there was one 100 miles from here, Pascal, then.
Hi. All right.
Yeah.
Just admiring this R6. Just pretending I was riding it.
Oh, okay.
It's fast.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, I went
In your head?
200 miles an hour. In my head.
Go get your kit on.
Come on, pressure.
So I'm not being part of any of this spotty. I'm just here basically to ride a few bikes, and it has been an absolute pleasure to ride the BMW, the Fireblade, the standard Fireblade, and also this, the R6. And although it's out of its depths against the Aprilia and the S1000 and all the big litre bikes, it holds its own around the corners. It's so much easier to ride because you can really, really, really abuse it, work it hard, and it's so much easier, lighter, more nimble, more stable around the track. I, for one, I like this. Back in on slicks. How is it?
She's hard work. Yeah, it's not as fluid as the R1, and but it's quicker.
So it's quicker, but not as fluid.
But the brakes are letting it down. It's really such a shame.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Even when it was on road tyres, so.
I mean, there's another couple of laps left with prime grip, but there's not enough time to keep coming in and waiting for the brakes to cool down, and you shouldn't have to do it anyway for a 16 grand bike, you know. But
so what is it? Are they just not up to date with the calipers?
it's an old master cylinder. It's an old, although they got Brembo on the side, it's like having a brand new graphics kit on an old 2008 motocross bike. You know, it's miles different. So the best thing about this bike is it just gets better and better the harder you ride it. It's just so rewarding. Love it.
So that's 2 down, 1 to go. RSV.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Very much so. I want to say everywhere, but you know, the R1's corner exit, I think you'll agree, Bruce, the electronics and the way it slides and the way you can take the piss with it, you know, it's almost uncrashable. Whereas this suffers with rear end grip and brakes. I mean, just going into a corner, nothing beats it. Yeah. You know, you get on it now with a slicks, mate, it's just ridiculous.
It's the feel as well, isn't it, of the brakes? It's
Yeah.
not just the power, it's the feel, and that helps you when you're trailing, and it helps your head, doesn't it, with confidence. It's a race bike, isn't it? It's a proper race bike package, and that's why it's just done what it's done, you know? It's one of them.
So there we have it, 2 days of testing at Portimão, 8 of the best sports bikes you can buy.
The 8 best.
The 8 best.
The 8 best.
Down to the top 3, Yamaha R1, GSX-R1000R and 2015 winner, RSV.
And 14 and 13 and 11.
12,
yeah.
Stalwart, yeah.
So here we go then. In 3rd place, what's it going to be?
Yamaha R1M.
And why?
Just comes short. His lap time let it down. There's no particular reason why other than the brake, really. They're wooden, they lack feel, and ultimately the ABS, you've got no choice but to run on sometimes because you can't turn the system off. But other than that, the engine's brilliant, it handles superbly. It's the closest thing to the Aprilia in terms of handling, you know, that sort of fluidity, and the electronics are amazing. You can take the absolute Michael on corner exit and just, it does its thing. That's the thing, you know, people say, oh, electronics, just ride it. You know, you'll go faster with this on than you will with it off.
2nd place then is between the Aprilia and the Suzuki. Drum roll. In 2nd.
It's going to be the Suzuki.
Really?
I mean, again, this is, forget the Yamaha for a second. Those 2 bikes are the best bikes of 2017, bar none.
Come on, let's go and have a look.
Yes, you know, the looks and certain amount of the sort of feel of the bike, you could say it's a bit too close to the old bike, but when you ride it, it's nothing like the old bike. It's nothing like it.
I think that the best feature on this bike is the engine.
Yeah.
Like it just gives you a sense of like you are holding onto a beast. It's ballistic. For an inline 4, it feels so exciting, and I think that you know, for that reason it's characterful as well. I mean, obviously one of the biggest hang-ups with this bike are the brakes again. I mean, what were you getting? 3 laps, 4 laps?
3 laps before we had to come in.
And that's a real shame. It's got the power, the handling is really good. I mean, Suzuki traditionally handled really good.
Yeah.
And this doesn't buck that trend. It's got some really high spec suspension on it as well, which
I love the
forks.
The shock feel. The shock needs a bit of work in terms of setup. And, you know, when we're going fast on slicks, but that's marginal. You know, that's the last sort of few tenths when you're chasing them. So
Set of pads should be
To be fair, it was a bit of a problem on the old GSX-R as well.
Yeah, but it's a 16 grand bike. It's the R model. It's the creme de la creme, and it shouldn't happen. You know, which is ultimately why it's lost. I think.
The electronics are also really good on this.
They are
really good.
It's a nice package to it.
The RSV winner again, and do you think it would have won last year had it not had the problems? Because it finished 3rd with the damping problem.
I'm not convinced. I mean, I think this update, you know, it just looked past the spec sheet and what it says on the paper. Aprilia said this would be 1 second quicker than the old bike, and they're bang on. It's a second quicker.
It's up to its game, hasn't it?
It's up to its game. Every little bit of the bike is better. You know, the engine is sort of USP centerpiece.
It's such a beautiful engine as well. I mean, you get that wrapped up in it. You're up by the limiter before you know it, and you throw another gear at it, and it goes again. You know, there's no hang-ups. It's just plows on through everything, and I mean, it's beautiful out of corners as well. You know, the slower corners, the 2nd gear corners or whatever. You know, you can depend on that grunt from low down, and it will just carry you all the way through. And that, especially around here where there are a lot of slower sections that lead onto fast straights or whatever. That's what you need. You need a bike that's going to punch out of corners, and that's exactly what this one does. And I think that combined with an amazing handling package.
It's the best handling bike out there, without that.
And that quick shifter and down blipper.
They are really good.
So sweet. The noise, it's a little bit more restrictive with this big can on it, but you still get the feel of that noise, don't you? With an exhaust, it'll be amazing. And technically, it is now the most powerful
Euro 4
litre bike that we've tested by a good couple of horsepower.
It feels like it as well.
So there you have it. Aprilia RSV4 RF is back on top. Sports Bike of the Year for 2017. Make sure you join us next week for more bike action.
That's it for Fast Bike Sportsbike of the Year 2017 with Bridgestone. Now you've seen what happens behind the scenes, check out the latest copy of the magazine with a lot more detail on all the bikes featured in the test, on sale now until the 25th of July.
Oh.